everybody, and welcome to another Thursday night edition of the Triple B Experience. I'm your host, Bubba Brewer, and tonight we're going to be talking about our top 10 movie franchises of all time. Sorry I'm a little late. I'm a little slow because I fell, and I'm going to tell the guys in the story in the green room why, but I'll tell everybody here once I bring the guys on. And we'll go from there because what a day I had. It's been a crazy day. But ladies and gentlemen, first and foremost, I'm going to introduce my co-host of Steelers Dynasty podcast. He's also the host of the West Virginia Mountaineer Mafia channel on Thursday nights at 8 o'clock, I believe. And he'll tell you more throughout this lovely programming. But here he is, special field correspondent, and he probably got 17 honorable mentions for franchises, is our man, Shane Stodmiller. Hi, Shane.
Hey, Bubba. So, yeah, I tell you, it's I did a show today. I went 25 minutes because I went in January from having, 100 folks live in the chat to, I can barely get 3-4 people in the chat. So it's rough.
Oh, it'll take you. Well, it was your second one or first one, right?
It's just there's not much to talk about, and it's just that's what I talked about. I said it's just I don't want to hear the same shit over and over, and that's all I hear from these other people that do these shows.
Okay.
But
yeah, they probably say the same thing about us or me anyway. I probably say the same shit. But okay, one more person to bring the trifecta of franchising, of ranking, of in-depth details to movies and pulp culture. And he probably got new figures as we speak. And I believe him and Shane are getting ready to go see a movie that I'll talk about real briefly before we start talking. But ladies and gentlemen, welcome into tonight's show is our man Cable. Cable, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys doing?
Well, I was doing okay until I went to go see Superman, which I'm not going to do anything, but I will say this. It is not dark. That's all I'm going to say. And I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it so much that when I left, I missed a step at the movie theater and down I went. And the attendee was like, "Oh my God, sir, are you okay?" And I just laid there like an upside down tortoise right in the middle of the row of Indiana movie theater. And the other guy was probably laughing at me too. And I slowly climbed to the chair. And then I was like, I'm out. And I walked.
Were they waving people around you?
Yeah.
Did they have one of the airport?
Yeah, he's okay. He's alive. But I'm hurting right now. I feel like that's the first time I took a back bump in probably 5 years. But if you guys are going to go see it, you guys will like it. And that's all I'm going to say. I was very entertained. But I was engulfed in it. I wasn't, clapping or laughing or anything like that. I was zoned in. So James Gunn, thumbs up. You two, I want to hear your guys' take when you guys see it, and then we can add more depth into it. But I had to do it today because the spoilers were out there, and the day I've been having, I was like, someone's going to spoil it, and I'm going to be.
You got to do it. I was going to go today, and I had to fix an air conditioner. So, luckily, if you guys in the Butler area, my son has a friend that's an air conditioner tech, and he came. I gave him $120, and he fixed it and saved me. Are you
serious?
Yeah, it was a capacitor. Hayden, the intern, and his friend fixed it for me. I just ran up.
No way.
I had 25 miles to get the part, and that's what instead of watching a movie, I did the shuttle.
Last night, you're like, my air conditioner's out. It's like thousands and thousands of dollars.
To replace it is $4,500, and you get these big companies that come in, and they're like, "Yeah, we'll just replace it." That's what they do. That's how they make their money. So, if you can find a mom and pop place to actually work on something, God bless you. That's what you should.
You're talking Centralware. Okay. Yeah, you mean like central air unit, not just like a window unit.
Central air, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. Once again, I try to do. I can never get this Facebook. I don't know why my Facebook is whatever, but it is what it is. I try so I can get comments and people to interact, because they haven't subscribed. But it just seems like I'm the only one watching the show, and I don't know why. it's doing that. It's been doing that for like 3 weeks. So I don't know if I have to reapply StreamYard to that, and I have no idea. So tonight we're doing our favorite. My arm hurts because I fucking fell. All franchises, movie franchises that we love. This is just based on our opinion. Okay, and we're gonna do 10 of them. So, and there's no right or wrong answer. You could position it any way you want to.
But if it's no right or wrong answer, why did you guys laugh when I said Mary Kate and Ashley is one of my favorite franchises? So I left it off the list.
Because it's a TV show, it's not a movie.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I didn't think of that. Why I would always get them at Blockbuster.
No, I think they are movies. I think you're thinking of Full House, Bubba.
Well, if you want to put that in, you go ahead.
No.
Yeah, go for it, Shane.
I mean, you're allowed to. So, and I don't know. I'm just throwing a darts, because there's a lot of movie franchises. They have to have our regulations. Whereas, and you guys on the chat can play along too. 10 franchises, and it has to have 3 movies. So there has to be 4 movies. Oh fuck!
Right,
4 movies. Okay, 4 movies continuously. And that makes the franchise. Oh God. Okay.
because if you only have 3 movies, you're just a trilogy. You're not a franchise.
See, that's why you're here, because you're smarter than me.
I just don't know if this one has 4 movies. I'm trying to think. I'll go with it, and if it doesn't, we'll see.
Okay. And I'll start at number 10. I will go with John Wick.
Cool.
What? Is that okay?
Oh, yeah.
John Wick is number 10. That's my number 10.
Yeah.
And I just put that on the top of my head right now.
I guess I'm next. My number 10's Aliens.
I thought that would have been more higher. I thought that'd been more higher with you.
Well, I mean, it might, it depends. Depends on the movie.
Okay. Yeah. Now, Cable, what is your number 10?
So I didn't rank mine. I have no ranking. I just have 10 down. And the way I kind of thought I would do this was if somebody mentions one of mine, I'm just going to say it instead of wasting a turn. But you guys, you put me in a pickle right now.
Because we said 2 of yours already, didn't we?
We sure did. So I'm going to say John Wick. I don't think there's a single bad movie in that franchise, which is one of the few times I'm going to say that tonight. Because usually every franchise has at least one stinker somewhere. And if John Wick, if that is your type of movie, then you're completely sold. You're all in. I think all 5 of them, including Ballerina, are excellent.
Devil said Back to the Future.
That's what I have down, but I don't think it's a trilogy, isn't it? There's no 4.
Yeah, it's a trilogy. Yeah.
Lord of the Rings is 3 too.
But there's Hobbit movies also.
Oh, so what would that called? That would be called Rings and Hobbits, or Hobbits and Rings.
I always hear it called the Middle Earth.
Okay.
Saga franchise.
Okay, so, oh God, now my number 9 is going to be a comedy, and I will go with American Pie.
Ooh.
Is there 4 of those?
Oh, well, I think there's like 6 of them because I think they put a couple out straight to video.
Yeah, but that's still a movie.
Yeah.
And I probably feel that you guys, neither one of you picked American Pie.
It was on my original list.
Oh, really?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah, because I was trying to incorporate as many genres as possible. Because when you think franchise, you're kind of down to action, sci-fi. Right. You don't have a lot of different genres. So, but it didn't come anywhere close to my final list. So.
Okay. Shane?
Are we on number 9?
Yes.
Fast and Furious.
Furious. Okay. Okay. Cable.
Oh, I'll just play catch up with you guys. So for number 9, I'll go with Alien. Uh, I think there's a couple bad movies in there, but the good ones lift the bad ones up with them. As a franchise as a whole, it's got its roots. It goes the whole way back to '79. So I agree, Alien.
Okay, now we're on number 8. Number 8. This is hard.
Well, Bubba thinks I'm going to catch everybody up that's watching a little behind the scenes here. We had gone back and forth with how many we were going to go with.
Yeah.
And earlier today we settled on 10, and Bubba didn't do his homework. So
I'm going to go. I'm going to go with Nightmare on Elm Street, number 8.
Yeah.
I
That's good.
I pulled that out of my ass.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Number 8, I'm going Indiana Jones.
Ooh.
Even though I didn't watch the last one. I didn't watch the last one.
That last one was terrible. The last 2 were terrible.
Hard thing. I'm trying to find a franchise that doesn't have a stinker in it. Like Star Wars has like 3 that are shit. But,
yeah. There's not many that are perfect.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So for my number 8, let's go. This one might seem low to some people, but I'm going to say the Harry Potter franchise.
See, I'm not even putting that on because I only saw one.
I'm not a massive Harry Potter fan because when these movies came out, with everybody I knew, there was kind of this stigma of you couldn't be a Lord of the Rings fan and a Harry Potter fan. It was like Coke versus Pepsi type deal. So I didn't even watch the Harry Potter movies until probably about 7 years ago. And they're really fun. The continuity, they're really well made. And then you have like the Fantastic Beasts trilogy that comes in at the end, and those aren't very good. But honestly, there isn't a bad Harry Potter movie if you can get into it. It's just they age better through the franchise.
I might have to watch them again, Cable, because I don't know.
I never got into them. I had the first one. I just never got into them.
I didn't think I would, and then I gave them a chance, and I was like, "Oh, this is a lot better than I thought."
Wow. Okay. Number 7. Number 7. I believe they have a ton of movies. Now I don't know if it's still a franchise.
Yeah.
I'm going with Godzilla.
Okay.
It's a good one.
I like the old Japanese stuff. I do like that Godzilla minus one. Now the one Godzilla movie that I think was fucking terrible was the Matthew Broderick one, which was terrible because Godzilla got killed on the fucking bridge with it was god awful.
A lot of those original ones are bad too. They're so dated.
It's the thrill of the Japanese guy dressing up and destroying.
Yeah, there's some charm to it.
Yeah,
for sure. But when you're comparing modern to back then, it's
right. So yes, that's number 7, Godzilla. I do like a lot of Godzilla stuff. So okay.
I don't know if 4 of these. I might have to take it off, but I had Predator because they had that.
Oh, Predator? No.
And then
Predator has like 5 movies, I think.
Yes, they do.
So I have Predator down. It's a fantastic, franchise.
And it seems to be on an upswing. Also.
Yeah, Predator versus Alien. Then they have this new one. It was all right.
Well, now they have in the comic book, since it's bought by Disney, they have a Predator versus like Spider-Man, Predator versus Black Panther, Predator versus the Marvel Universe, and they've been doing Wolverine.
Yeah.
So
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
Prey was solid, and the animated Killer of Killers was pretty good. And then they have the new one, Badlands, coming out this November. That the Predator is actually the protagonist of the movie, and it looks pretty good. So,
that Prey was great.
I didn't like the ending. No, I didn't. He got killed by his own weaponry. I don't know. I try not to nitpick movies a ton, but the fact that he got tricked into being killed with his own weaponry, I thought was ridiculous. But other than that, it was really good.
I'm looking forward to seeing the documentary Predator on Epstein Island. Him going in there camo and just killing people. Going into
there's our algorithms on this channel. All right. You know what? Last night, Cable, I had to on the Steeler one, I actually banned a guy last night.
Really?
Yeah, he was just getting blatantly being sarcastic to Mark from Australia, saying he wasn't a Steeler fan, he didn't know nothing. Shane's like, Bubba, quit. He's on. Bubba, quit reading his shit. And I didn't know that it was all bad stuff until I put it on the screen.
I said, let's go. I tried to change the subject. And then I said in the comments, don't read any more comments.
And then I started reading them. And then I got mad. I got fucking mad. I'm like, hey, buddy, you're fucking with a guy who's actually a cool dude.
Yeah.
Like me and Shane, I believe now we're friends with him and stuff because we met him. He's a good dude. And I'm not going to let you bash him because he lives across the fucking world and he's a Steeler fan. He likes Mike Tomlin. I mean, so what? I mean, I don't know who that guy was. And I just banned him. I've never banned. I hardly ever ban anybody.
On the show, on Mark's show before. I think Mark's had beef with him before, but what number are we on? I lost track. I'm sorry, guys. With my
we 7, and I think
Shane, you just went with Predator for 7. My turn. So both of your guys' picks are honorable mentions for me. Godzilla and Predator. They just barely missed the cut. So number 7. Oh, it's getting tough now. It's getting very tough now. I think this is going to break Bubba's heart, but I think at 7 I'm going to go with Rocky.
Okay, you're not breaking my heart. Probably going to be a little higher for me, but
yes. I thought you might
not by much though. Not by much. Not by much.
Okay. I mean, they're all enjoyable. I think the only bad one out of the entire franchise is 5. Rocky Balboa is even enjoyable. I love the Creed trilogy. 3 and 4, you can enjoy them in a different way. They're a little bit more fantastical. But as a franchise, I think it's a very good sports franchise.
Okay.
We don't get those a whole lot.
No, we do not, because after one sports movie, after you win one time, I mean, you got Major League, but that was like, 2, and then the third one was like, I don't think anybody watched that one. You know what I mean? So, okay, so we're on number 6. Number 6, I will go with. The Terminator franchise.
Oh, that's good, Bubba. I have good one.
Yeah, because I mean the second one was more popular. The first one was a cult classic. The third one, when it was I think it was the female Terminator. I think, and I think they're up at like 6 or 7 now. Yeah, and I didn't watch the last one with Arnold was the good Terminator again, but I'll go with that one. I'll go with the Terminator franchise.
Bubba, that's a good one. Top to bottom, that probably has the most consistent quality. That and another one.
I don't think there was a bad movie.
I disagree, but
you're allowed to though.
Your franchise.
Yeah, I mean, I'm talking like there's a heartbeat. Some are a lot better than others, but there's no like Star Wars has some real stinkers. So that kind of.
I thought the last 2 were pretty god awful for Terminator.
Oh, for Terminator,
I didn't see the last one. I'm going with the first 3.
I might not remember it.
I don't even have that.
That's the one where Linda Hamilton came back.
Yeah.
And
Some of this stuff I don't even have on my list. The list is in my head.
Go. So we're at number what? We're at number 6. National Lampoons.
Oh,
National Lampoons. That
that's
is
cool.
the Vegas Vacation, Christmas Vacation, all of those vacations, European Vacation. All of those National Lampoons fall under that umbrella, and they hit my list because they hit you in the feels, and it's great year round, timeless.
That's awesome. Hard to beat Chevy Chase and Beverly Hills.
That's right.
Okay, Cable. I can only imagine what you got.
Oh boy, guys, this is getting tough now. This is getting really tough because I have one that I'm putting higher up in the ranking just because it deserves it, but it's not necessarily that I enjoy it.
My picks are going to be my personal favorite ones. You know what I mean? Like those are going to be my high picks. And I'm just trying to feel the ones where if it was 3 movies in a trilogy, that different ones would be involved. But that's not the case.
Are you trying to think of one, Cable? Because give me 30 seconds to shit on Daredevil.
Which one? This one? Oh, I'm not even talking.
Daredevil. Twilight is 100 times better than Jurassic Park because that last Jurassic Park movie is so bad. How many times do you have to literally say, "Oh my God, there's dinosaurs"? Let's go find the dinosaurs. Oh my God, there's dinosaurs. And you're like, oh, this last Jurassic Park didn't even have a goddamn dinosaur in it.
What do you mean it didn't have a dinosaur in it?
They had mutants. So it's like
there was a T-Rex.
I guess, but I guess they all had some sort of abnormality and they couldn't be with the other dinosaurs because they were, whatever.
They couldn't come out and play? Is that
bland dinosaurs. So it's just like, how can you have a dinosaur movie without dinosaurs? So first Jurassic Park was fantastic. The score was fantastic. But it's the same thing. It's like, oh, guys, we shouldn't do this. Let's do it. Let's make a dinosaur. Oh, they everybody. Rinse and repeat. I mean, it's just the same stupid shit. And they couldn't even get that.
Not yet, Afton.
Not yet. They're coming. They're coming, Afton. I'm sorry. That's my rant. But Twilight is better than Jurassic Park because Jurassic Park just had one good movie.
I can't agree with that at all. I think Jurassic Park had at least 3 good movies, and I think Twilight's had 0 good movies.
I've never saw a goddamn Twilight movie to save my life, and I never will.
Disclaimer, I haven't either. So I'm judging the book by its cover.
I really don't think Twilight's better than Jurassic Park, but I'm just giving because that last movie is so god-darn bad.
They're timeless.
Yeah, that was bad. It was very bad.
Do you remember this one movie? And I know it's showing my age, but they only made 2 of them though, and it was called The Land That Time Forgot, or they went into this world, prehistoric
Land Before Time.
The Land Before Time and A Land That Time Forgot, but there was only 2 of them, and but they didn't have a third one. But those movies,
I remember the show.
It's going to come out. Like Land of the Lost is going to come out again. There's going to be a new movie.
But it was different. It was like they had like the sequel. It was in the 70s, and they had like barbaric metal. It's one of those classic ones, but there was only 2 of them.
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know those ones then.
Devil. Love you, buddy.
Yeah, no, he was supposed to. Okay, well, you didn't watch it. You didn't want to. You got beat and feathered and had to go to the movie theater to watch it.
Makes sense. He did it for.
Okay, so Cable's still thinking.
Yeah,
I got it now. I'm going to take your advice, Bubba, which I think is always a good move in the world. Take Bubba's advice.
You need to tell the people I work with that. God bless you.
I would have ranked this higher just because I consider this the first franchise of all time, but I haven't even seen all of the movies, and I'm probably never going to watch all the movies, but number 6 for me is 007 James Bond.
Yeah.
Oh, number 6.
There's a lot of them.
Yeah, I've barely watched any of the Roger Moore ones.
Who's your best James Bond then?
I mean, that's tough because Sean Connery is fantastic, obviously. But my childhood nostalgia is Pierce Brosnan.
Right.
When GoldenEye came out, that game is fucking iconic. But then I think arguably the most enjoyable to watch are the most recent ones with Daniel Craig, because the action is just, it's modern. It's so easy to sit down and watch it compared to older stuff. So it's tough to say. Yeah, I think they all have their attributes, but Sean Connery is the man. It's he's the coolest.
I think if Pierce Brosnan wasn't doing Remington Steele, he would have did a lot more roles, because like Afton said, Timothy Dalton had a couple movies, you know what I mean? And I think Pierce would have been in those movies instead of Timothy Dalton, but he couldn't get out of his contract with the TV show.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, I like James Bond movies. I don't think they're going to be in my list, but because we only have 10, and I probably could have took American Pie out, or
that's a good pick though. That's something we don't have on there. And
I didn't have anything written down. This is all from my head, but also too, remember,
American Pie over James Bond is a choice. I fell
at the movie theater, and I probably hit my head. So, I'm telling you, my arm is sore. I'm telling you. So, okay, now we're at number 5. Oof. Oh man, this is a hard one. Hold on, I'm just trying to boom, 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 boom. I'm gonna go number 5. I'm gonna go with the Star Trek franchise.
Good pick. Good pick.
But I mean, out of all those movies, I believe The Wrath of Khan is the best one. I mean, and it spawned like all those TV shows. But I mean, you have like 8, and I also like The Undiscovered Country. I think that was I think that movie was very. I don't think I've ever heard that. Yeah, it was okay. It was after The Voyage Home. Okay, because then you had the first one, the motion picture one, was not good. Okay, the first one was not good. Then you go to The Wrath of Khan, you go Search for Spock, that right intertwined, and then The Voyage Home, and then The Undiscovered Country is when
Final Frontier, I think, was in there.
The Undiscovered Country was when they had The Undiscovered Country was, and then The Final Frontier, and then The Undiscovered Country. Because one was Spock's brother was the villain, I believe. Okay. And that was Undiscovered Country was the last one with Kirk. No, it was Generations was the one with Kirk. That's when he gets killed, and then they go into the Next Generation fucking cast. Yeah. He gets killed on that rocky cliff or whatever. And but the Undiscovered Country was like when the Klingons and the Federation did some crazy underhanded shit, and they made Spock. They put Spock as killing somebody. I believe it's been a long time since I've seen it. I didn't go to the movie theater.
I have a question. Where's the one where the Federation wet wipes were stolen and they couldn't fight the Klingons?
That was number 8. That was 8.
That's a pun on Klingon. But anyway.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. So that was mine. That was when was that? Was that number 5?
5.
5 is Star Trek.
Oh, that's a good one, Bubba. Star Trek's definitely in there. I'm going to do a substitution because Terminator was number 5, but I'm going to sub Mad Max in there. Mad Max.
That's a good one.
Okay.
That's a good one.
This is a great franchise. Oh, lost me. Did you hear me or no?
Yeah, I heard you. Mad Max, and then your fire alarms went off.
Yeah, that's it. Mad Max. I just
okay.
For Terminator, that's it. Number 5.
Okay.
Solid. Mad Max almost made it into my honorable mentions, and Star Trek is in my honorable mentions, so just missed the cut. And I haven't seen most of Star Trek, but for what it means, That's a huge franchise. I've watched the show. I watched a lot of the Next Generation show. I watched the reboot trilogy. But yeah. So number 5 for me, I'm really starting to struggle here now. I say that every time, but it's just the screws are getting tighter each turn. I'm going to go with one. I think maybe I might be the only one saying this. I know you're not going to say it, Pablo. Shane, you might say it.
You never know anymore. Who knows what I say?
No, I do know. I think every movie is good in this franchise, but most of them are great and enjoyable. Number 5 for me is Mission Impossible.
You're right. I never would have said that. You're
I
right.
think yeah. I thought you weren't a fan. You haven't seen most of them, but you're missing out.
Tom Cruise. I saw the first one at the movie theater, and that's the only one I think I totally saw.
I that because you take it for what it is. Like Fast and Furious is just outlandish and stupid, but you go knowing you're going to watch Cotton Candy. It's just,
but it never was. Fast and Furious was never that stupid because it was about street racing, and then they got away from it. Now they got
only like the first couple, though. I mean, they got 11 of them, I think, at this point, plus Hobbs and Shaw, and 1 and 2 were the only ones that were really that grounded.
Way with Mission Impossible, it was realistic, and then the farther they went along, the crazier it got. And that's the way it goes with some of these.
Right, and if you're along for the ride and you like the stunt work that is done in those movies, they're such a fun movie to sit down and just get lost in.
Look at this one. This one would have been. That one's good.
It's on my list.
Yeah,
make the top 10.
Oh man, the first one was the best one. Yeah, I didn't even know that was like a Fast and Furious movie. That is a good one. So, okay. Wow. Okay. Now we're on number 4. Wow. Okay. Number 4. The first one to me was the best one, but also too. The second one, I saw that in the movie theater. The first one I saw on DVD. I think they have 5 of them now. The last one is he went against drug dealers, I think. And I'm going with the Rambo franchise.
Snap.
Yep. The first one is iconic. I think when you know what I mean, when that sheriff bit off more than he could chew. And Rambo just beat the fuck out of everybody. And sometimes you shouldn't mess with somebody when they say they don't want to be messed with. And I mean, the third one, he was in Afghanistan and against the Russians. Did the drug cartel, I believe. And so I think there's 5. But yeah, I'll go with
Vietnam. That last one, and
well, the second one when he went to Vietnam and killed all those people with his fucking bow. All those Viet Cong with his bow there. It was good. I didn't see the last one. I didn't get a chance to. I did see the one where he was real docile and he was like a fisherman. And then those military commandos are like getting smart with him. Like, oh, what do you know? You're fucking nobody. Yeah. And he just.
Last one, he has a ranch. And he's like,
or
something. But
yeah, I didn't see that one.
That's a banger. Good pick, Bubba. What was that, number 4?
That was number 4.
Mm-hmm. Number 4 is you guys are going to give me heat for. I had it higher on my list, but the more I think about how much I hate the last 3 episodes, I had to drop it. Star Wars.
Okay.
Sorry.
Devil said Friday the 13th. I didn't even think of that one.
Pirates of the Caribbean was definitely on the list, not top 10.
Pirates is in my honorable mentions.
How many honorable mentions do you got?
Probably 3.
2, 4, 7.
How many do you got, Shane?
I just had Mad Max, just floating there in Police Academy.
Okay. Yeah, the other 2 honorables I haven't mentioned yet. The last one's left are the Shrek franchise and the Conjuring franchise.
The what?
Conjuring.
There's a new one of those coming out.
I never even thought of that one.
Yeah, that was my horror.
I'm going to give one honorable mention. I'll give one honorable mention when I get to my one, and I just thought of it.
Okay.
But okay. So now where are we at now?
3.
I gotta go number 4.
Number
Go
4.
Uh, oh man, I'm gonna go.
He's reaching.
You know what? I'm just gonna copy Shane. I'm gonna say Star Wars for my number 4 also. I'm not a huge fan of Phantom Menace or Attack of the Clones. I'm not a huge fan of the recent trilogy. I'm not a huge fan of Return of the Jedi. Empire is one of the best movies of all time. New Hope. Rogue One was awesome. The Solo movie I wasn't a big fan of. So, I thought of having it higher just because it's the ultimate franchise movie in a sense when you think of classic franchises. But for how much rewatchability and enjoyability I get out of the entire list of movies, I think 4 is good for me.
Okay. Number 3. 3 pole position. Number 3, I'm going to go with Rocky.
Oh, okay.
I'm going to go with Rocky.
I have it higher, guys. I have to admit, I have mine higher. My number 3 was already mentioned, but I have it high on my list because they're all enjoyable because it's different times, and it is I think the OG per franchise. It goes back to the 59 or 60 James Bond.
62.
62. Yeah, there you go. James Bond. And I think the first one was Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Dr. No.
Dr. No. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
Good movies.
Yeah, the Sean Connery ones are tough to beat. I mean, for suave, charismatic James Bond, there you go. Shit. Number 4? Is this 4?
4 or 3? 3.
Yeah. 3. Okay. So number 3, I'm gonna go with the Middle Earth movies. I think the Lord of the Rings trilogy is cinematic masterpieces. I think it's one of the greatest trilogies ever made for strength throughout them. The Hobbit their trilogy is a little bit more of a mixed bag. I think the first one's enjoyable. Desolation of Smaug, the second one, I think is fantastic.
I've never seen that.
They're not bad. I mean,
I've seen the Hobbit, the first Hobbit, but I haven't seen the rest of them.
The second one's really good. They had Benedict Cumberbatch do motion capture for a dragon, and it's like the whole third act is him acting as a dragon. It's amazing. And then the third one, the Battle of the Five Armies, was so. So as highly as I think of the original Lord of the Rings movies, the Hobbits are a mixed bag. So they come in at 3. But just the quality of the first trilogy, I think, cements them as number 3 for me.
Okay. What are you looking? You're looking perplexed, Shane. You're like, number 2. We're at 2, right?
Yep.
Number 2. Yeah. Number 2. It is one of my. I think I almost have every single movie. I definitely have the original. I have all the originals from 1968 to the Battle.
Oh,
it's the Battle of the Planet. It's the Planet of the Apes franchise is number 2. I do like the reboot stuff with James Franco and then Caesar and all that. The Kingdom. Mm-hmm. I thought those were really, really great. So that is my number 2. I think the original Planet of the Apes to me is one of the most fucked up fucking movies of all time. When they're going through the cornfield and I'm fucking 50-some years old and they're shooting fucking humans and killing them and dragging them fucking out of the water. Like, to me, when I saw that when I was a kid, I was like, what the fuck is going on? I didn't say that. I mean, I thought it, but I didn't know what the F word was then. But because they used to have them on Channel 4 on Sunday afternoons and Sunday mornings. they used to have all the Planet of the Apes movies. So number 2 for me is the Planet of the Apes.
That's a good pick. Man, I'll tell you what. I'm going to give you one that no one's picked and should be on everybody's list because from all through the franchise, they're well written, they're entertaining, even though it has a little bit of the same recipe for each one of the Die Hard movies. You can't keep on with Die Hard series, baby.
Oh, okay.
All good, every one. I mean, I went back and watched snippets of it, just kind of like, oh yeah, this is legit. Every one is good. So
okay, no, that's good. No, I like the Die Hard franchise.
Yeah, that's a really good one. I kicked around Die Hard, Lethal Weapon. There's good action franchises from that time period. Die Hard, that's an awesome pick. Number 2, my number 2 is Batman.
Oh!
I didn't think we could pick.
I didn't even think any of them. Fuck.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a franchise.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, because, I think kind of one of the things that was just we couldn't, overlap franchises. So, Batman, I'm not counting his appearances in the DCEU, which he didn't have any solo movies anyway, but, just as a collective, the Tim Burton movies are fantastic. I know Batman Forever isn't for everybody, but that hit me at the perfect age. I have a ton of nostalgia. Batman and Robin was terrible. The Nolan trilogy is glorious, and I'm a huge fan of the 2022 The Batman. So, as a whole, that's got to be my number 2.
Yeah, because I posted the other day that Michael Keaton is still my Batman. So.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, before I give my number 1, which everybody in their right mind already knows what it is, my one honorable mention, and you guys, when you guys said a lot of movies, a lot of those movies are really, really good. Die Hard's good. Lord of the Rings is good too. My honorable mention, and this is going to be funny, is Toy Story.
Oh,
that's good. That's great.
Banger. I didn't even think of that. I'm jealous.
Well, to me, when I saw the last Toy Story with that fucking bear, it reminded me of The Walking Dead. You know what I mean? It was an analogy. Somebody made it like the analogy of The Walking Dead, like, Woody was fucking, Rick Grimes and fucking, you know what I mean? Like, and I never even thought of that.
Gene, good one.
No, Gene, that's good. Yeah. I never thought of that. But my number 1 franchise of all time, it spurred me since 1977 to fucking whatever, is Star Wars, even though the prequels were very weak. The last 3 were terrible. We never got to see Luke and Leia and Solo on the Millennium Falcon ever again together, and Chewbacca. They fucked that up, and they should. That director, who was it? Was it JJ?
JJ did Force Awakens. Rian Johnson did.
Okay.
The second one, Last Jedi, and then JJ came back for.
Well, JJ should burn in hell for not having them fucking all on the fucking in the cockpit of the Falcon before Carrie Fisher passed away. So he is a fucking piece of shit. And he should burn in effigy. The Last Skywalker, I didn't like Rey as that. I thought they were going to put her as Solo's kid, which they probably should have. But what do I know? I work for a living. But the Star Wars franchise to me is the number 1 franchise of all time, due to the fact that I saw it in the movie theater, Star Wars: The New Hope, the first time. Legitly, I've seen every single one of them in a movie theater. That is the only franchise of all franchises and all movies that I've saw every single movie in the movie theater. Rogue One, Solo, I've seen every single one of them. Not even the MCU have I seen all those movies. Very close, but Star Wars, every single movie I saw at the movie theater.
Awesome. Oh, Resident Evil's a good one.
I wasn't into that. Dogma, I like chasing. I like this one.
Yeah, that was an awesome one. Yeah,
Dogma
yeah.
was good, and you can't ever.
They have a name for that universe too, and I can't remember what they call it now.
Well, that Chasing Amy was good.
Mallrats.
Yeah, that was good. That's funny.
Well, number one, Bubba. What's your number one? That's your number one. That's
Star Wars
it. With the bow. That's it. I feel you. I had it there for a little while. I'm gonna go with Rocky.
Okay,
but it's just solid. So.
Okay, and what was your honorable mentions? You already say them?
I already plugged them all in, so I don't really have anything. Like Lethal Weapon is in there. There's a few movies like that, but you guys hit them all, man.
Okay, Cable. This is something here. I don't know. Let's see. If I'm a betting man, I'm going to bet something that I'm not going to know.
I wouldn't think so. And the fact that my number one wasn't even on your guys' top tens makes me think that we weren't on the same page for what's considered a franchise. I don't know how this got overlooked. You mentioned it briefly, but my number one by a mile is the MCU.
Oh, I thought we couldn't use.
Well, I was thinking that, but I was
I mean, that to me that's absolutely a franchise. You can use that. It's just you can't steal. Like,
I thought we couldn't use that because we did that review of the MCU. It has to be everything other than the MCU.
Oh, I didn't think of that. I didn't.
No,
I thought this was a separate thing.
I just didn't think that because you had 3 Iron Mans and then you had 3 Avengers, and then how would you
right?
But it's all one. It's everything from everything that's connected universe there.
Yeah, I didn't. Yeah,
I
that is a franchise.
Because that would make it really hard to pick anything. You know what I mean?
I feel like a fucking dumbass that I didn't fucking pick something that I actually enjoy. I mean, it's still my number one is still going to be Star Wars. MCU would have been number 2, and then Planet Apes probably would have been 3.
Okay. Yeah, because I mean,
I think you're almost.
Well, I'll be honest with you. If there had been 2 more Incredible Hulks, the Incredible Hulks would have that franchise would have been up higher. I'm still fucked off about that.
Yeah, I had this conversation with somebody earlier in the day, and I think they kind of had the same thought process maybe you guys were having, that it's too big, it's too broad. But to me, the MCU tells one connected story. So to me, that's still a franchise. And if I were to say the Spider-Man franchise, I wouldn't include the Tom Holland ones because they belong to the MCU. So,
I was thinking Spider-Man 2, and then I'm like, no, you can't because they're not all connected. They're not all connected, so I couldn't have done that either.
Right.
I was thinking.
I mean, you could. It would just only be the the Toby and Andrew. But that's the way my brain works, which isn't the way everybody's brain works.
No. I mean, it was all connected. I mean, it started with. It's all connected. Even if it was one phase, like from Iron Man to Endgame, that's still a whole franchise, really.
And that's unbeatable. The only thing that drags the MCU down in my eyes is and Incredible Hulk.
God damn. That was, and you know what? Another franchise that no one ever said was, because the last 2 of the 4 was the Christopher Reeves Superman. Nobody said that either.
Yeah, but that doesn't hit as hard.
No, but those first 2 movies do. Like Christopher Reeves Superman
were so
And
bad.
the second one, if the third movie with Richard Pryor, well, they fucked up with Richard Pryor, but Richard Pryor, if that third one would have been half decent, and then the fourth one would have been half decent, that would have been that would have been a good franchise.
In my eyes, for Superman as a franchise, you also throw in the Supergirl movie and the Brandon Routh Superman Returns. I think those all would belong as a franchise.
Yeah, okay, that would be
You know, and Man of Steel belongs to the DCEU, but
and we didn't say that either because that was still a story. Yeah. We didn't do that either. So,
well, I thought of that. I thought of X-Men. You know, but X-Men was so hit or miss that it just, you know, there's only a handful of those that I truly, truly appreciate.
But X-Men would have been, that franchise would have been the first 3 or 4, and that last one was fucking, that last one was fucking terrible.
Right.
With the fucking the Phoenix storyline, and then you had the First Class, and then you had Wolverine, and then you had Deadpool. So that would have been
Logan, New Mutants.
I never saw that yet. I've never seen that yet. Yeah. Exactly. Okay, well, this was good. This was good because, you know,
I think we covered every franchise as a unit between the three of us.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Nightmare on Elm Street, Friday 13th. I think you said Nightmare on Elm Street. Bubba, didn't you say that?
I did, yeah, because you know what? I was reaching.
Well, I think Halloween might be my top horror movie franchise, honestly.
It was, and I picked my Halloween and I fucked up. See, I was reaching and I fucked up. I should have put Halloween instead of Nightmare, but I was reaching.
I can't believe we kept it under an hour. That's fantastic. Good job, guys.
I know. Isn't it awesome? Isn't it awesome?
That's why I originally pitched 5, because I never thought we'd get all 10 in the time frame.
I know. Last night we were over like 20-some minutes. I was like, holy shit. Now, yeah. Well, next week you guys will be seeing the movie, so that we can talk about next Thursday. We can talk about the movie that you guys will see this weekend, and then we'll give our in-depth.
Well, there's a movie that I never knew was coming out. It's at the drive-in, came out today. It's called Abraham's Boys. Did you hear about that, Cable?
Never heard of it.
Watch the trailer. It's at the drive-in with Superman. You know,
Abraham's Boys.
Good.
What's it about?
It takes place in 1915 out west. Family's kind of settled, and I guess one of the vampires find descendants of the Van Helsing family.
Speaking of fucking vampires,
I didn't know if you wanted to talk about this on the show or not, Bubba, but I'm dying to hear.
I fucking saw Sinners, and it was fucking good.
Yeah,
like I didn't know the premise on how they were going to do this, and I didn't know that it was Michael B. Jordan playing fucking dual roles. I was like, I didn't fucking know, and then it had Josh Allen's fucking wife, fucking, like, hey, like, yeah, and I'm like, and then they had a dude, playing the door guy was the guy from fucking Ballers. He was the fucking guy from Ballers.
Cornbread.
And then they had like it was fucking like Dawn Till Dusk. And I was like, what the fuck is this? And
the best way to go into it is to not know what it's about.
I had no fucking idea. And I didn't know that. I mean, it's Shane. If you didn't see it, you need to watch it.
I know the premise. I know the ending. I can't wait to see it.
Yeah, because you have to watch it the whole way through because they have the credits, and then they fucking keep going, and then they have credits, and then they fucking keep going. Like,
well, it's like Marvel. They have 2 post-credit scenes, but the one that comes in the middle is like a full-on scene. Like, it's probably a good 5, 6, 7 minutes. It's more of like a epilogue than anything else.
I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh fuck, I guess it didn't happen like I thought, because like,
yeah.
No,
I thought you didn't like it because you never told me what you thought when it was over. You texted me once while you were watching it,
Oh
and then
yeah,
I thought,
I think I fell asleep probably because it was late.
And
But
Bubba,
no,
you like the accountants also, which was pretty good.
I did. I last week I didn't do a goddamn thing but watch TV and movies. I got the book season 2 of the Book of Daryl done. I had to get it on Amazon because it wasn't buffering the last episode. So they're out of France and they're going into fucking the UK. Carol and Daryl, and then I got the Walking Dead Dead City, where fucking Maggie, that fucking bitch, fucking stabbed fucking Negan, and then they had to tag back up. So season 3 will be crazy because her son's fucking crazy. So the young Herschel kid's crazy. But I got through that. I watched Tires. I got Tires all fucking done. Good. I watched Sinners. And then I watched the First Accountant with fucking Ben Affleck, and I was impressed.
The second one.
The first one's very good.
What's that, Cable?
I said the first one is very, very good.
Yeah, the second one has a different feel to it.
It definitely does.
John Berthenol is good in everything.
Yes, he is.
Yeah. So, and then I was going to. Oh, I watched the first episode of season 2 on Netflix of The Sandman.
Oh,
is that out?
Yes.
I didn't even catch that.
That season 1 of The Sandman was phenomenal. I never read the Vertigo comic books of DC with The Sandman, but now I think this is the last season. I think they're only doing this last season, and that's it. But
because Neil Gaiman, all that shit came out about him.
Oh, was it a Me Too thing?
Yeah, I mean, deserved one. It was pretty fucked, but yeah.
Okay, So
Netflix.
Yeah, it's on Netflix. But if you didn't see season 1, you got to see season 1 to know what's going on. But and then I'm probably going to watch some other stuff. But I mean, this weekend's all kind of wrestling stuff. But I got a graduation party for the kids Saturday, so I'm going to be bopping around. But before I get out of here, I'll give you 3 guesses on who I'm interviewing Monday.
John Berthenol.
Who?
I don't know.
Who'd she say? Well, Tammy guessed she's like a porn star. I was like, no. I was trying to get Jenna Jameson. She said, no, seriously. She said, contact my agent, and I was like, well, get in, and she, you know what I mean? It never transpired. So
I don't have a guess, Bubba. I have no idea because it could be anybody.
Well, it is anybody. It's nobody famous, but
Cable.
I mean, he's famous maybe in the area.
Oh, what do you think?
And nobody would ever thought that this was actually going to happen.
Bob from Bob's Pizza.
No, not Bob's. You got 2 more guesses. Ted Galecki. No, not Ted Galecki. I was at Bob's today. I got some fucking pizza today because I didn't go to the gym today because I fell.
Be another wrestling promoter?
Wow.
Yeah, I think
You're
that's
very astute. You're very astute, Shane.
You said it's someone you would never think, and that's the only person.
Yep, I gave you a hint.
Yeah, you know who it is, Cable.
I got nothing.
I don't want to keep going.
Nobody would ever think that this person would be on my show.
Yeah, he sets up some wrestling events out there in Altoona.
Spill the beans.
Who?
Spill the beans. Tell us.
Oh, spill the beans. He's got the same name as me. Real name.
Kenneth?
Yeah. Kenneth will be on. He'll be on Monday.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, Monday at I believe it's 7. The owner, promoter, booker, my sworn nemesis in the wrestling ring when I did wrestle, Casanova Cato, will be on promoting his company, talking about wrestling. It's going to be raw, uncut, uncensored. And this has never happened before. So we broke a little bit of bread at a wedding reception, and we shall see. I'll be very professional, and we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. And he's going to have a forum. I'm going to let him speak. You know what I mean? I'm going to promote his company because his company is very, very good. And those guys did come down and watch the show that one Sunday. And I'm just trying to help out independent wrestling because he does have a lot of good guys on his roster. And Thursday at 7, I believe, I also got Braden Elliott. I'm going to be interviewing Braden, and Braden's going to talk about his career, his training, stuff like that. So we're going to shoot the shit. So I got a smorgasbord next week. I'm also looking, to get other people to come on and interview and stuff like that. So if they contact me, I'll bring them on. But this has never ever happened, and it's a first. And maybe people will be like, "Oh shit, oh no, what's Bubba going to ask him, and what's Cato going to say?" But we're going to promote their big giant Rumble show the 19th because I'm going to watch them, and we're going to do that. So it'll be something. So I'll have a thumbnail and blah 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 blah. So it's going to be as long as hopefully I get my Facebook working so people can actually ask questions. I don't know what my problem is with this. I have no idea. And that's why we're not getting a lot of responses from people that can help add to the show. But also, too, I want to thank everybody that came on the chat that played along tonight, that gave their franchise stuff. But then also next Thursday at 9:00, we will give our opinion of Superman. I didn't say much because I don't want to be that kind of guy. But these two guys will go see it, and then we'll give our take next Thursday. Is that okay with you guys?
Oh, great to me.
Well, you'll give me your take as soon as you're done seeing it. You're going to fucking text
me.
Yeah. But yeah.
Expanded.
Yeah. Right, expanded. Yeah. So we'll be in depth next week. So, and then I'll try to watch some other stuff if something else comes up. Because I heard that Moon Knight season 2 might happen, but I don't know how true that is because I'm scared because a lot of stuff is you don't know what's fake and what's real anymore, and that's the sad part.
I watched Ironheart. Speaking of MCU television,
yes, I liked it.
I did too. The final episode was fantastic.
Yes, phenomenal.
Did it get better? Because I turned it off after half an episode.
Watch it, Shane, and then give us your fucking. You got to watch the last couple episodes, Shane.
Yeah, the last 3 episodes are really good. I like the whole show. I like the whole series.
I'm not throwing any spoilers, but this girl's so arrogant that she not only goes to MIT and cheats, she sells shit to the other kids, and then she just joins a gang and decides to do some illegal shit. And we're supposed to like this girl.
Well, she actually had tragedy because her friend got killed, so she's compensating for that. The AI was Tony Stark in the comic books, but also in the comic books was her friend who got killed. So, and they substituted her as Iron Man at the time in the comic books. But yeah, now I thought it was good.
Yeah, and I don't think you have to agree with what she's doing, but I think the circumstances are understandable. I don't think that's unrealistic to think that if you're in a certain circumstance and you're in a certain place in the world, you have to resort to stuff that you're not proud of to get by.
How does I don't understand how she's getting funding and how she's building all this stuff.
She was getting funding by Stark when she was in college because she's gifted. So she went to MIT because she was gifted, and then she got kicked out. So to still front her ambitions and her projects, she had to go to a life of crime.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I might watch it.
And then at the last episode, and they brought somebody on that they had been talking about for fucking years, and they finally got
the casting was amazing. I love the casting.
He doesn't know.
It's not going to spoil it because I don't know anything about the comic. I'm going in it
the devil will be
devil. Baron Cohen. Okay.
Yes, he is he's Mephisto.
Okay,
and Mephisto was supposed to be coming around since WandaVision and never transpired. He was supposed to be in the Doc Strange movie never transpired. He was supposed to be in some other stuff.
'Cause I-
Agatha Harkness, not
I-
transpired.
To be fair, I think that was
But
Okay.
I couldn't pay attention. I'm like looking on my phone like this sucks. I'm just looking at my phone. Like,
I mean, it didn't have my undivided attention every single episode, but I thought it was good. I can't remember his name, but he played young Han Solo in the Solo movie. He was Ezekiel Singh.
Yeah.
He was really good. I like the young actor that played the Hood. He was in the Twisters sequel. He was in one of the last Transformers movie. I've seen him in a few things. I thought he was very good. And honestly, how the series ends, I genuinely want to see what comes next. And I don't always feel that way after a Marvel project these days. And it hooked me enough to want to know where they go next. And I'm hoping they actually follow up on it because they have a pretty bad track record of post-credit scenes and teasers of stuff that they end up never touching on again.
Well, in the comic book, when she joins the Champions or joins the fucking that team, they have to fight Mephisto because of that or something like that. So I don't know if they're going to incorporate that in. I don't know, but I mean, Sacha Baron was he was great. And then the spoon reflection.
Yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
About the double on that, yeah.
Yeah. So just even if you just watch the last 2 episodes, Shane, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'll suck it up and watch it. I'll do it for the chat.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So next week, all Superman, unless something else pops up, which you never know, it might. But yeah, my whole week's pretty much booked. So, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for tuning in. Thanks for playing along. Shane, thanks for coming on as always. Cable, thank you for your expertise on your franchises, and we'll be back. And I want to hear your guys' take on Superman next Thursday. I'm sure it'll be good. So, guys, have a great weekend. I'll see you, Shane. I'll see you, Cable. And please hit like and subscribe to the Triple B Experience. Good night, everybody.
Good night, all.